You can use this for audio narration, YouTube, or just a chilling reading session. It all started with a dare. 4 college friends, Ava, Liam, Rachel, and Noah, were on a road trip across the countryside during their final year. After a late-night bonfire in a small town, a local old man told them about Hollow Hill. Greater than, you kids think ghosts are a joke. Go spend one night in the Ashmore house, that'll change your mind. The legend was well known in the region. The Ashmore house, perched at the top of Hollow Hill, had been abandoned since the 1950s when an entire family mysteriously vanished. No bodies, no blood, just dinner on the table, lights on, and an empty house. Locals whispered that the house wasn't haunted, it was alive. Curious and thrill-hungry, the friends decided to spend the night there. Part 2. Arrival at the house. They arrived just before dusk. The house looked like a painting, perfectly preserved, almost too untouched by time. Windows were clean. The door creaked open without resistance. Inside, the furniture was covered in dusty white sheets. An old piano stood in the corner. A chandelier swung slightly though there was no wind. Greater than, creepy, Rachel muttered. Let's just explore and get it over with, Liam said, forcing a laugh. They unpacked their sleeping bags in the living room, lit candles, and agreed to explore the house in pairs. Part 3. The shifting house. As Ava and Noah explored the upper floor, they heard footsteps behind them. But every time they turned, the hallway was empty. Meanwhile, Liam and Rachel opened a door to a small library downstairs, and found a book open, as if someone had just been reading it. When Liam touched it, the pages flipped violently by themselves before slamming shut. They heard a child giggle from upstairs. Greater than, did you hear that? Rachel asked, frozen. It's probably Ava or Noah, Liam said, but they both knew it wasn't. When the pairs reunited in the living room, they realized the time was stuck on 9:13 p.m. Their phones had no signal. All clocks had stopped. The front door wouldn't open. Part 4. The first haunting. That night, while trying to sleep, Ava sat up with a jolt. She had seen something in her dream, a woman with no face, wearing a white dress, standing at the end of her sleeping bag. She thought it was a dream, but then she noticed muddy footprints on the wooden floor. Noah saw a man standing in the kitchen, back turned. But when he called out, the figure turned and had empty eye sockets, and then vanished. Rachel heard whispering from inside the walls. The house wasn't just haunted. It was watching them, testing them. Part 5. The truth reveals. The next morning, the house looked different. The windows now faced a thick forest, though there had been none outside. The staircase was gone. Doors now led to brick walls. Greater than, this house, it's changing, Noah whispered. Liam found a photo album, and in one of the photos was a picture of them. All 4, standing in the hallway they had never seen before. Terrified, they decided to search for a way out. Ava suggested they split up to cover more ground. Against their better judgment, they agreed. That's when Liam vanished. The remaining 3 searched every room. Liam was gone. No blood, no struggle, just gone. Rachel saw herself in a mirror, but her reflection moved a second too late. Ava heard her mother's voice calling from upstairs, though her mother had died years ago. Noah found a note written in his own handwriting, saying, Greater than, the house eats what it wants. Time is not real here. Neither are you. Panic set in. Suddenly, the lights went out. Only candlelight remained. Part 7. The truth about the house. Noah and Ava found a hidden basement. Inside were rows of journals and paintings, people who had entered the house and never left. One painting showed all 4 of them, and Liam's face was already scratched out. They read the final entry in a dusty journal. Greater than, the house is a trap. It feeds on memories, then bodies. It uses your fear against you. The longer you stay, the more you forget who you were. Rachel began to forget her last name. The house began to crumble, walls shifting, laughter echoing, screams from nowhere. Rachel screamed and ran into a room that slammed shut behind her. Ava and Noah never saw her again. Now only 2 remained. The house whispered, Greater than, one can leave. One must stay. Noah and Ava looked at each other. Greater than, we can't leave each other, she said. Then we both die, Noah said, stepping back. The house groaned. A trapdoor opened under Noah, and he fell into darkness. Ava was thrown outside. Epilogue. Survival or curse. Ava was found the next day by locals, shivering on the side of the road. When they asked her name, she couldn't remember. All she said was, "Greater than, don't go up the hill, it's alive." She returned home, but something was wrong. Mirrors flickered when she walked by. Her friends were never found. Photos of them slowly faded from her albums. And every night at 9:13 p.m., she hears footsteps in her hallway.
Story title: Cell Number 13, Eastern State's Sleepless Truth. No one can look at that place and truly understand what's buried within its walls. Eastern State Penitentiary, America's most notorious prison, and perhaps its most haunted. But the real fear began when we stepped inside. It was January 2025. My team and I, 3 of us, myself, Julia, camera person, and Michael, sound technician, arrived in Pennsylvania to shoot a documentary. Eastern State is a museum now, but no one stays there at night. No one. We got permission, and we were determined we'd spend the entire night inside that prison. It was 6:43 p.m. when we passed through the main gate. As soon as we entered, the air felt incredibly cold and heavy. The first strange thing? On our walkie-talkies, we heard someone whispering in the background, and that voice, it was a woman's. But this prison had always been for men. The prison cells were in a long hall, iron-barred darkness on both sides. We decided to start with cell number 13. As soon as we reached the door, it opened by itself. No wind, no electricity, but the door opened. Michael, trembling, said, "No one pushed it, Rob." I peered inside, saw nothing, but our recording had captured a shadow. Stepping into cell number 13, we saw something written in blood on the wall, as if someone had clawed it in. "I can't sleep, leave me alone." And then Michael's eyes widened. He pointed to the corner. There, in the darkness, sat a man, hunched over, silent. But his eyes, they pierced directly into mine. I shined my flashlight on him, and he vanished. Julia screamed loudly, "Something's pulling my hair." She fell to the ground, a clump of hair torn from the back of her head, and blood was flowing there. We tried to run out, but the hallway had changed. Where we had come from, another path had opened now, and the first one was gone. The voice came back on the walkie-talkie, clear this time. "No one leaves from number 13. They'll stay here forever." Michael was now separated from us. His voice came from behind. "I see her. She's calling me." But when we turned back to look for him, he wasn't there. The camera kept recording. Michael was standing there, dressed in an old guard's uniform, and behind him, a woman, her face burned. Julia saw her. Blood began to flow from her eyes. I pulled Julia outside. We found a door, open, and we ran out. At 4:26 a.m., we exited Eastern State. Michael was never found, not to this day. The prison administration says he never even entered. His name has been erased from our documentation. His files are missing. Even in the videos we have, there are now only 2 people, Julia and I. Michael is nowhere to be seen in the camera. But go look in cell number 13. Another line has been added to the wall. "I am gone, but someone else will come. Someone else will become number 13. Please subscribe my channel."